Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you all have had a good week. Wanted to go live today with my 5 on Friday, and hopefully, something I say will help to encourage you. So, anyways, the week started out with more problems, unfortunately. Starting with my mom. We went to see her on Monday, and she was not good. She was back in the wheelchair again and was saying that her stomach hurt. And I went to talk to the nurse to see if it was true. And the nurse said, no, she didn't hear anything about that. And then came in to talk to her about it. And at first she wasn't going to tell her that it was hurting. And then she did. And she was saying that, I guess, she thought sort of like diarrhea. I don't know. But so the nurse offered her Imodium, and I was like, why would you do that? We don't even know if she has diarrhea or not. So she brought her some Maalox, but she refused to take it. But anyways, because she said that she didn't have diarrhea, the nurse said that. So anyways, I tried to get her mind off of it. We did our my Monday with Mom. You can see that in my feed. And it went okay, but I thought it would be an easy question for her. It was about what her favorite sport was and exercise, and she used to love to exercise. It was like an obsession with her, and swimming was like her favorite thing. And it took a while to pull that out of her, and I was trying to kind of elaborate on the question, by asking her what other sports and stuff she liked, and that was, that was kind of upsetting her because she couldn't figure it out. So anyways, still tried to make the best of it. And thankfully I got the cord, finally the part for the chair. So the chair is now fixed. So that is a positive, that is working. But unfortunately I have more problems with the facility. I'm still in waiting game in limbo for possibly moving her. I still don't have an answer yet. Still waiting on trying to get a hold of somebody at the Medicaid place to see how long it's really going to take, and it's looking like it's actually going to take 6 to 9 months, but he says he's still working on it. He hasn't said no yet. I'm still waiting for an answer, but in the meantime I owed the place a check for February, and I didn't want to give him all the money at once just in case we did move her. I want to give that money to him. So I ended up just paying them for the first 15 days of February, and I looked at the bill and I saw where it was broken down by a daily rate, and it said $316, and I know that's still a crazy amount. But I just did $316 times 15, and I took that to them. And then I had called before I went to make sure that was right. Nobody was there. So the next day I get a phone call, which I missed, from the director, who I've been waiting to hear from for quite some time about that whole care conference debacle, disaster. But she was the one that called about the money, and she left a message saying it wasn't $316 a day, it was $398 a day, if you can believe that. I guess there was a price increase in January, which I knew was coming, but I had no idea that it went up that much. And so I basically was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? Because of they didn't bill it right. They were billing it at $316. I don't know if now they're going to try to come back and get more money from us. And I need as much money as I can to be able to move her if that ends up happening. So anyways, that's been very upsetting. I'm in limbo, basically. I'm still in a waiting game. I have no answers from either side right now. I did send an email to the director about the other problem with the care conference and her being there and them asking her those questions. And I did get a response, and she seemed amiable in trying to work out something for that problem. So I guess at least that's a positive. But anyways, I'm really worried about the money thing right now. So anyways, also still trying to get her haircut. That is another problem that's been going on for a while. And I've had a very hard time getting that done with her. And she was supposed to get one last week. Didn't happen. They now claim the person that had her on the schedule isn't there anymore, and they can't give me an excuse for that other than that. But the social worker, who, you know how much I love her, I had to talk to, left a message saying that the reason why she wasn't getting a haircut is because she's $5 short, if you can believe that. And so she said the hairdresser was coming today and that she couldn't get her hair cut till they got their extra $5. And there was no way I could get over there yesterday. And so I was figuring out what to do, and I had a bit of a blessing. The pastor from the hospice was over there, and he called me and told him what happened. And I said I would, asked him if he was still there. And he said no, but he could go back and he would gladly give them the $5. And I said I would pay him for it. I would Venmo him the money. And he said no, to keep it and to pay it forward. So that is a bright spot in all of this. So I'm very thankful for that. So anyways, say a prayer that I can get some kind of answer, resolution, and not have to pay any more money to that place. I'm already paying way too much, especially for the care that she's getting. So anyways, moving on to the dentist situation. Still trying to find a new dentist that I can afford and that is willing to help me and not do anything horribly invasive. I sent out emails to like 8 different dentists this week, and I've only got I got 3 responses. And one of which wanted $700 to just come in and talk to her before she could even come up with some kind of treatment plan, which is just insane. And it was a holistic dentist, which is crazy. I also talked to my dentist office again to see if there was anything they could do better in pricing, and we're still looking at $500 even if I go, with the laser option. And this is just stressing me out like I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, dental anxiety is real. And then when you throw this on top of it, it just makes it 100 times worse. So if anybody's had any experience with this, or any words of encouragement, let me know. I also had another blood blister this week on the left side of my tongue and tried to get my mouthwash for that. And that's now $90 a bottle for Maalox, Benadryl, and lidocaine, if you can believe that. So I toughed it out and got through it without it. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you my frustration with this country we live in and when it comes to profit over people. It is sickening. So moving on to Etsy, unfortunately things have really slowed down. Working on my last Valentine tutu this weekend. And I've got some elephants coming up, so that's good, but definitely not like it was in January. I almost feel like Etsy just shuts me down in February somehow, like it's me not seen. I don't understand it. It's just, I don't even know. But so working on trying to figure out ways to get more money. Also I did get to put out another coloring video this week from Small Victories, Joanna Basford's book. So check that out. Another mushroom. Took a break from my problems and tried to do something that made me happy. So that was good. And then I just wanted to add something else in for my number 4 starting this week. I know I talk a lot about, hardships and bad things happening. So I want to try and incorporate something good. So I'm going to incorporate 3 gratitudes every Friday. And this week, my 3 gratitudes were: 1, that my mother's chair is finally working again, the recliner. My other gratitude is for my friend Andrea, who has been trying to help me figure out the whole Medicaid process. And another Andrea that I met through Smashing Life Group, who is helping me to find somebody that can help me here, somebody Jewish clergy to help support. So that I'm very grateful for that. And then 3rd, of course, for Pastor Fred from Namaste Hospice, for him going back and giving them the $5. So anyways, I just want to end with prayer. Also it is day 126 that the hostages are still in Gaza. We still don't have a resolution to this nightmare. Time is running out. So, I talked about last week writing the White House, trying to put pressure on them. But please pray that we can get a solution and get these people home, and pray that they're even alive. That's weighing very heavily on me as well. I don't know these people, but my heart is literally just breaking for them. So anyways, let's pray for some people I know. Josh, of course, his mom, both of his moms, especially his mom Lois, who's in the hospital for healing, and his son, my friend Jana, both my Kathy friends, Zesty from the church, Jim from the church, Pastor Sandy's nephew Danny, and Liz from Instagram and her husband. Also pray for Ukraine, stop that senseless war, stop LGBTQIA hate, anti-Semitism, gun violence. Pray for this country that we can find somebody that can actually run it and is able to run it well, is a good person. And also I found a prayer to end this with. Hang on one sec. It is when evil, I'm sorry, hang on one sec. When evil darkens our world, give us light. When despair numbs our souls, give us hope. When we stumble and fall, lift us up. When doubts assail us, give us faith. When nothing seems sure, give us trust. When ideals fade, give us vision. When we lose our way, be our guide, that we may find serenity in your presence and purpose in doing your will. Amen. So I hope something I said today was an encouragement to you, and I hope you guys have a good weekend.